Hey, who wants some pot roast? Because I know I do. And we're sitting out here around this campfire in Allegheny. We're about to get this thing on the fire. We're gonna let this thing roast up. This is gonna be a beautiful beef bourguignon. Yeah, you're looking at that video clip right now. You know it came out luxurious. Oh,
shit. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, shit. It came out like shit, Mike. God damn it. Welcome back to Onion Mike Media. It's me, Onion Mike here. I had dreams once, guys. I mean, I still have dreams. Thank you for liking and subscribing and watching my videos. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the videos that I put out there in the past. Thank you. Keep watching them. Thank you very much. Follow me on my socials. But sometimes those dreams, they fly a little too close to the proverbial campfire and they burn up right in front of your starving face. Yeah, that's basically what happened to me on this camping trip here. And I'm still losing sleep over it even a month later because those small mistakes still happen and it still found its way into my meal, into my process, and absolutely derailed the whole entire evening that we had going on for you. Why don't you join me, Onion Mike, here as we follow the trials and tribulations of a starving man as he works tediously on a meal, all while unbeknownst to him, he's burning the ever-loving out of it. Come on, guys, let's go check it out.
good morning, everyone. Welcome back to beautiful Allegheny, New York. It's pot roast day today, guys. Over a campfire in my cast iron. Sit back, get ready for this one. It's gonna be another banger. You guys already know that. Hey, thank you for everybody that liked my last camping video. This is why I'm out here, to make another one. So I appreciate that. Keep viewing it, keep watching it. It's my most popular video on this channel. Thank you. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. The link's probably right here if you're on mobile, or it's gonna be down in the description for you, as always. So I'm gonna have myself a cup of coffee. Got some stuff to do. Got only a little bit of daylight, so I gotta get going here. So I'm gonna start this fire. Alright guys, so the fire's back up and running. I'm gonna just get the oven going and kind of how I want it and everything like that and set it up. So next time you guys see me, this right there will be all good to go like that. I don't have my glove on. We're done, finally. Took me a couple minutes there, but expanded the fire ring a bit. Got the oven going here, this is kind of my plan. You can see the cast iron down there. We got another layer of grate under there. I'm gonna feed some wood in as it gets hot, and then gonna start making a pot roast. So I do have to go down to the main office area place and get some wood delivered. Good boy. Beautiful Allegheny. Alright guys, so for the pot roast that we're going to do over the campfire tonight, we're going to need onions, shallots, carrots, and celery. 2 onions, 3 shallots. It also calls for 4 stalks of celery, 4, and 5 medium carrots. 5, 3, I did leave my veggie peeler at home, so these are going to be some rustic carrots, but hey, we're camping. I'm not going to have the recipe in the description in this one. If you'd like to follow along with how I'm cooking this, feel free to try it yourself and give the recipe a go. It's pretty self-explanatory. I do leave most of the instructions in the video here, but I figured the chopping part and the prepping part I can kind of just fast forward through and get to the end so you guys can kind of see how this turned out and what I did with it. Plenty of information in the description for you, but I'm coming back for you, pot roast. I'm coming for you, and we're gonna do this again right. Just trim off the ends of the celery a little bit where it's kind of dirty like that. And for these, I'm gonna do maybe like an inch chop all the way through, kind of on a bias, so they're like maybe pseudo medallions. Well, that's kind of how you want it to look. Knob off the ends. Knob off the ends. So the carrots I'm going to do a little bit smaller medallions, but still kind of the same. Carrots and celery, onion and shallots. Going to add 6 cloves of garlic to this. I'm just going to mince that up and we'll throw that in there with it. You don't need to watch me mince that. But let's move on to cooking this pot roast, shall we?
Sorry about the background noise, guys, too. It's just a rushing creek that we had right outside of our cabin. And it rained a couple days that we were there, too, so the water levels were higher, and the thing was just roaring. But it was beautiful nonetheless.
Let's get to seasoning some beef. First thing I want to do is just kind of dry it off all over. Oh, yeah. Look at this beautiful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to burn all of the stuff that the packaging that it came in, so the animals that are in the area don't come sniffing. We're going to just season this with salt, pepper, and paprika all over very liberally. We're going to let it sit for about 10-15 minutes. A ton of salt. Nice and salty. Rub that in. Good amount of pepper. It's all going to be about tablespoon or so, I'd say, of seasoning. I'm downwind of the smoke right now from the fire. I'm sure you can see it. Paprika gives it a really nice smoky flavor. I just love putting paprika on everything. It'll kind of blacken it, get a nice caramelization on there. It'll be looking good. I'm just gonna leave this here to sit for a minute. We're gonna make sure that the camp oven is good to go. Alright guys, so we got these fires roaring here. Got that meat all seasoned up for us here. As you can see, both of these are going hot. We got the pan going hot there. We got the fire going. We got a little oven, makeshift oven underneath. I got some plans for this fire today with this. So we're gonna letting that beef's almost done sitting. We're gonna pop that right on top of the pan here and start seasoning it up. You're gonna need about a quarter cup of oil in the bottom of your pan. It's a 17-inch cast iron is what I use. But we're gonna start cooking this pot roast here in just about 2 seconds. That nice contact there. All right, we're fighting a little rain here, but this is working. This is looking nice. And it's time to flip.
Yeah, I should have realized when it started raining that was a sign things were gonna not really work out for me tonight.
Oh yeah. Got nice sear on the other side. Got oil. You know, it's hard to keep these even. There we go. So look at that nice, beautiful, crusty sear. Even fighting a little rain. We're always camping. All right, this is starting to look mighty fine, guys. Okay, so let's get this off here. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Set that to the side.
One thing that really irks me about this, to this day still, about this attempt at a pot roast, is that I've executed this exact same recipe before at home, and it came out perfectly. Like luxurious wine, perfectly reduced, cooked 3.5 hours in the oven. The pot roast was pulled apart. That's why I was really gung-ho about making this over a campfire. I had the confidence from doing it before, and I wanted to do it again. And it didn't work out in my favor, but everything all the way up until when I take that tray off the top, came out perfectly. The shots were perfect, the shots were beautiful, great area, great cabin, right on the water. And I'm just gonna add in 6 smashed cloves of garlic. You can do minced or smashed, whatever. I'm just doing smashed. They'll caramelize nice in there and they'll break down and be such a nice, nutty, sweet little pop of flavor when you're eating it. I'll be back. Same cabin, same campsite. Maybe in the winter next year or maybe over the summer I'll force myself to make a nice hearty pot roast meal when it's 80 degrees out. Who knows? I'm coming back for you, pot roast. It's not over yet. You haven't seen the last of Onion Mike, that's for sure.
Carrots and celery. Oh yeah. All right, next up we're gonna add in our tomato paste. You can see the carrots and all the onions are getting nice and caramelized in there. It looks beautiful. So let's get 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste in there. Stir that up so we can get the tomatoey tinniness out of that. So we're gonna get the flour in here and make a quick roux. About 4 tablespoons, quarter cup. Stir that up. Oh yeah. You can see all the tomato paste and all the good stuff on that pan is just sticking to the carrots and the celery and onions and all that. So that's going to be our good base for the roux. And now I'm just going to add in the 2.5 cups of dry red wine. I'm using a Chianti. You can use a Pinot Noir, anything like that, but 2.5 cups. That's 2.5.
When I've watched this pack and I've thought about my execution on this, I'm thinking I probably should have used that entire bottle of wine. Don't know why I didn't. I only used what the recipe called for. 2.5 cups. I think I should have used the entire bottle, which would have been about 3 to 4 cups.
You can see that this wine is bubbling and starting to get that foaminess at the top.
You can even see, like, right after I put it in there, it starts to thicken up really, really quick, and I think that was part of it. And it doesn't help that I have the flame just roaring right underneath.
See how kind of it's thickened up from the roux. This is looking really good, guys. So now we're going to add in the beef broth. Just 3 cups right there. Okay, so we got 3 bay leaves coming in here. 1, 2, 3. 7. Okay, that's gonna throw in. Well, I will do that one. This is sunrise. Here's the teaspoons on. I ended up putting in a full quart of the broth as well too. It just seems like we need it. Oh yeah, it's simmering really nice in there. This bad boy right in the middle, just kind of make room for it.
It's just so perfect, such a picturesque scene. It looks so good.
And we're gonna put some potatoes all around it.
So it looks like there's enough in there, right? It looks like it's right up, maybe 2/3 of the way up to the meat. I think honestly it should just be bare just covering the top of the meat. Almost like when a wave crashes over sand, there's that like thin layer of water or liquid. I think that was my first problem there. Definitely should have had more liquid in the pan right here. Especially once I put these potatoes in and they start to displace the liquid. It doesn't even get up all the way up there. But again, I do think it's because I had the flames just roaring underneath this.
There. Let's do some. Just throw this right on top. Like that. I have just a pizza tray kind of. That's going to go right down there like that. What I'm going to do next is cover it with some foil here.
Also think I probably could have put some more tin foil on here to maybe keep the steam inside. I think there's a chance that a lot of steam escaped through the loosely covered foil. Since I didn't bring heating gloves and the gloves that I'm wearing aren't heat resistant, don't try what I'm doing at home. But I do think I should have put another layer or 2 of tin foil on there to keep it all inside and more secure.
Right. Now,
I really had this oven perfected. I still have it perfected. I still swear by my oven build here. I do believe it.
just like, and that, in theory, will be our oven.
The logs going right on top like that definitely didn't help either. Probably just some embers on top because the beef itself, it actually caramelized really nicely on top, and the potatoes came out kind of golden brown on top too, but I also think that played in a factor of evaporating all of our liquid.
That's it, guys. So as you can see, I kind of built a little makeshift oven here. You can see it in there. That's going to go for at least bare minimum 3 hours. Like I said, we're over a campfire right now, and we're working on just wood underneath and wood on the top. So you got to monitor this. You got to be around it while it's going on. I got this fire going right here to the left, so that way I can use that fire to put wood under there to feed it. Worked with the jambalaya, should work with this. See you guys in about 3 hours. All right guys, so far so good. We got that pot roast in the oven. Me and Mrs. Onion here are gonna go do some dishes, and then we're gonna come back and hang out, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. How we're gonna serve this pot roast is what I'm gonna show you how to do next. So you'll enjoy it. If you've seen those foil pocket videos that I did, the foil pocket potatoes, link in the description as always. You'll love them. Just got back from doing the dishes, got our fire roaring back up again. Check the oven down there, threw another piece of wood on in the oven down there. Check the temperature of the cast iron. It's about 250, 300, so that's kind of right around where we want it. Might take a little bit longer than 3 hours, but we're in it. I'll just have to put some more logs on there and keep after it. But about the hour check-in mark, looks like we're on the right path. Let's check it in here. It's been 3-ish, 2.5 hours-ish, I'd say, since we started this up. Got a little rain delay going, so we kind of were just sitting back and sitting on the porch doing a whole lot of nothing. But right now, you can see, got the fire going. Got a little makeshift fire on top there to keep it warm from the top. Gonna give it about another hour, I'd say, before I check it, because this rain kind of fucked everything up. See, I got the oven going down there. That's the thing, you gotta keep that oven hot, and it's hard to maintain all the time, especially when it starts to piss rain on you. So, we're gonna see what happens here, but I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be okay. We're kind of just chilling, not doing a whole lot. Waiting for food. I'm gonna start doing some foil pocket potatoes. And get those on the coals there and get those ready to go. Onion Mike's tired. It's been a long day. Alright, so we're getting our foil pocket potatoes ready here. So just some butter down on some parchment, maybe like 3 pats. And they're just gonna wanna layer them in. 3 more pats of butter right on top. Salt. And we'll hit it with some pepper. You want enough to wrap it up in like hot dog style and just fold in the corner. And you just want to make a nice tight seam. And then you're just going to take the corners, the edges here, and just roll them up real tight. Like this. Right to the edge of the potatoes. Make sure you're using heavy duty foil, because it'll burn through too quick if you don't use it regular foil, and you'll have to use a ton. But then basically what happens is you just do this exact thing 2 more times in foil, so it's triple wrapped. Let's roll the edges. What are you doing? And there you have it. Foil pocket potato. This is just going to go right on some coals outside the fire. It'll take about 20-30 minutes to cook up. You got mashed potatoes in a bag, basically. That's what it is. Alright guys. Spent 3.5 hours on this oven that I crafted here, out here in Allegheny State Park. We're about to bust this open to see what our pot roast is looking like, and if it's ready or if it needs more time. I wanted to wait a little bit longer than I had originally anticipated. I did. It's about an hour and 3.5 hours right now. So let's take a look. There we go. My time of reckoning has come, guys. So it doesn't help that the start of this, you can see the flames just lapping up through the back of there. Obviously, you can already tell now, while I'm sitting here talking through all this and getting ready to unveil the pot roast, every layer of thing that I take off that's been covering it, I can start to smell something burning, and my hopes are diminishing at this point. I thought I smelled something burning maybe about an hour ago, didn't want to believe it, didn't believe it, and I waited until this point, and well, you're about to see what happens. So that's reading right now 300, 150. You have to wait longer, guys. Not too enthusiastic about this as well. I hope not, but it might be. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Obviously, I was pretty pissed off at this point. I had worked for all day, maximum 6 hours. I want to say getting the fire pit ready, the oven ready, the cast iron setup that I had with the bricks and everything. My back was killing me. Everything was killing me. Prepping everything. It was just, I was exhausted. Me and Mrs. Onion were both exhausted. All we wanted to do was eat some delicious warm pot roast and crawl into our nice warm cabin and go to bed. After this little part, I spent about 20 minutes just scraping the charred remains of my pot roast liquid and gravy all into garbage. I salvaged what I could. I was able, the meat itself still cooked relatively well except for the bottom. It was caked to the bottom, but since it was a good 3-inch thick cut of meat and it was 3.5 pounds, it cooked through and it was pulled apart. A lot of the potatoes were still like stuck on the top and they cooked almost perfectly. The universe would have other plans for me today, as you can see. I'm gonna let Past Onion Mike kind of take you through the rest because he's gonna explain basically what happened just like I was explaining before, but a quick little rundown. Not enough liquid, too close to the flames, probably wrapped it up too much, and I waited way too long to check it. I do have a little bit of an audible up my sleeve. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing. Leave a comment what you guys think I should cook next time, or if you guys think you know what I did wrong premierly that I should do next time to solve this problem. Appreciate you guys as always. Happy eating. Let's go see how this turns out.
Sometimes Onion might keep this up. This is what's left after I dug everything out that was edible. Yeah. I kind of want to leave this out so a bear finds it because I'm just that mad about it. But shit happens. We still got a full pot, some delicious pot roast in there. The meat cooked just fine. The bottom of it was a little burned, but everything else, it was a thick piece of meat. It cooked really nice. The flavors are still there. There's some potatoes that were still salvageable. So if you don't think I have a backup plan, you're wrong, because I did. And I'm going to go do this backup plan. It should take an extra 10-15 minutes on top of it, but it should salvage this a bit. And we still have the foil pocket potatoes to put it over. Guys, it happens with camping. Basically what I did though, just for future reference, is I didn't have the grates high enough away from the flames when they were down there, and I thought I probably didn't have to put any flames. Probably just gonna put all the embers in, keep loading embers, and that was really it. Secondly, I didn't put enough liquid in the cast iron pan, which, you know, I should have covered the meat completely. I only covered up about 2/3 of the way. It's on me as well too. This food was probably done an hour and a half. Regardless, we're gonna make it work. Follow me, guys. So, like I said, always gotta have an audible. Basically, what I did was I still had some wine left over from the wine we used earlier, and I had a bunch of stock left over. Obviously, I had carrots and celery, so I just chopped up a carrot, chopped up a celery, used pretty much the rest of all the stock there, and I put in another half cup of wine, I'd say. Put over the flame. We have a gas range in our cabin, so I'm just gonna throw that over the flame. Kind of stir this all together, and we should be good to go. So that's pretty much, you can see carrot, celery, the pot roast. There's some taters in there. The taters taste good. I'm just gonna let that come to a simmer and reduce, and we'll be able to eat it. Oh yeah, we're good. Well, while one fiasco is in the kitchen, we do have the foil pocket potatoes to rely on here. So that's all you really gotta do, guys. Just put them around the fire just like that. They'll take a few minutes. You flip them, I'd say every like 5 or 10. Take about 20 or 30 or so. Starting to bubble up in there, you can smell it. Smells good. Let it kind of cook for a minute. So basically all I did to this stew is I added a little bit of salt, probably about a tablespoon of salt. I squeezed a half a lemon in there, and I put like maybe a half a teaspoon of tomato paste in there as well too. Just kind of stirred it all in to help bring out the flavors that were already in there to begin with. And it's reducing nicely. Everything's kind of soaked up nice. It's turning into almost like definitely a shredded beef stew. From up to maybe fabulous, let's try my little Campfire shredded beef stew. I ain't stupid. Sometimes I just make mistakes. That is looking damn good. That's gonna go great on the potatoes. We're good to go. Let's see. Oh, I think they're there, guys. You can see it's all kind of squishy. Oh yeah. Oh F yeah, look at that. Oh, see it's just dragging like that. How just easy mashed up foil pot potatoes. All right, these are gonna be good. That is what we like to see right there. So I'm gonna add this little cheese and a little sour cream. Usually I would put the potatoes back on the fire with the cheese and sour cream in it just so it kind of cooks together a little bit. But this still works. And salvaged pot roast.
Don't let them fool you, it's delicious.
Always gotta have backups. That works. A long hard day of working sure does satisfy us for damn sure. What are you gonna do, folks? Everybody makes mistakes. Who cares?
I think we had fun doing it.
Yeah. So I did this one the proper way, where you're supposed to put it back on the fire with the sour cream and cheese. Oh yeah, see? Much bigger difference.
That takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it's like actual mashed potatoes. That's how you salvage yourself a pot roast. Cast iron campfire pot roast, you salvage that shit over some foil pocket mashed potatoes. That's how it's done. Cast iron campfire foil pocket mashed potatoes, something or other. I salvaged it. It's doing the trick. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Happy eating.